Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into the story of YouTube, how a really simple idea for a website pretty much took over the entire internet.
And it all kicked off with this one simple mission. You gotta remember, this was back in the early 2000s, and 3 former PayPal guys were just frustrated. The internet was a mess, and trying to share a video with someone, it was a total nightmare. So how on earth did that simple idea spark a revolution that completely changed media, culture? It created brand new careers. All right, let's get into it.
Now, the way this all started, it's probably not what you're thinking. Actually, like a lot of the best ideas, it kicked off with a total, absolute failure.
Their first swing was a video dating site, and crickets. It just flopped. No one cared, nobody was uploading anything, so they had to pivot, and they had to do it fast. And that one change, well, it ended up defining not just their future, but kind of the future of the whole internet.
So, moving away from that dating idea led to this one moment. A moment that just perfectly summed up what the platform was really all about. The first video ever uploaded? It wasn't some big professional production. Not at all. It was just one of the co-founders, Jawed Karim, standing at the zoo talking about elephants for like 18 seconds. And that's what's so brilliant about it. It showed everyone the core concept that made YouTube explode. Your video didn't have to be perfect, it just had to be. And you know what? People loved that idea. They loved the freedom. The site just went ballistic. You had funny videos, home movies, music clips. Suddenly, anyone with a camera could be their own broadcaster. By 2006, it was growing so fast, so insanely fast, that the site itself was on the verge of collapsing just from the server costs. And right then, that's when the game truly changed. In November 2006, Google saw this rocket ship taking off, and they stepped in. They bought YouTube for a whopping $1.65 billion. Now back then, everybody thought Google was crazy, that they had paid way too much. But honestly, this move was absolutely crucial. Without Google's endless supply of servers, their army of lawyers, and their know-how to actually make money from this thing, YouTube probably would have just crashed and burned.
Okay, so with Google's money and muscle behind it, YouTube started to change. It went from being just this chaotic library of random viral clips to, well, something more structured, a place where you could actually build something.
And this next phase was a really big deal. In 2007, they launched the Partner Program. For the first time, creators could actually get paid for their videos. And that changed everything. Suddenly, it wasn't just a hobby anymore. People were building audiences. They were getting better at making videos. They were turning this thing into a real job.
And the audience, it just kept growing. It was mind-boggling. By 2013, YouTube had over 1 billion users. The whole feeling of the site changed. It went from, hey, upload whatever, to, hey, you can build something that matters here.
But with all that growth came a big change in what YouTube cared about. And this is where the story gets a lot more complicated and honestly, for a lot of creators, kind of ugly.
So here's the key shift, right? YouTube used to care about views, clicks. But then they stopped. The new goal, the only goal for their algorithm, became watch time. How long can we keep someone glued to the screen? And that one little change had massive, massive consequences. Videos started getting longer. Creators had to get really good at hooking you in the first few seconds. Clickbait went through the roof. And then the adpocalypse happened. See, big brands got scared when they saw their ads on controversial videos, and they just bailed. So YouTube had to clamp down, changing the rules and demonetizing thousands of creators practically overnight. It created this tension between the platform and its creators, a tension that's frankly still there today. And just when you thought things couldn't get more complicated, a new challenger appears, TikTok. Its super short, super addictive videos were a phenomenon, so YouTube had to respond. They launched Shorts, but this wasn't about being innovative, it was about survival. And in doing so, they basically split their own platform right down the middle.
So after all that, where does this leave YouTube today? Well, as you can probably guess, its legacy is messy.
You can't deny it. It's an absolute powerhouse. It's a university where you can learn anything. It's a 24/7 news source. It's a launchpad for businesses. It's an entertainment empire. It's all of those things all at once. It literally gives anyone with a smartphone the potential to speak to millions of people. But there's a dark side to all that power. That same algorithm that can make someone a star overnight, it can also take it all away in a heartbeat. Misinformation can spread like a viral video. And the creators, the very people who built the platform, are often left feeling burned out, stressed, and completely at the mercy of a system they have zero control over.
So you have to ask, after all the drama, the changes, the problems, why YouTube? Why did it win when so many other video websites just disappeared? Well, the real secret to its success, it's probably not what you think it is.
Look, it wasn't about having the best, most polished videos right out of the gate. Not at all. It won because it nailed 3 things perfectly. It was dead simple to use, it could scale to handle anything, and, this is the most important one, it became the absolute master of capturing and holding on to our attention.
And today, all of that comes down to a single word: retention. It's not just about how good your video is or how passionate you are. It's about one thing: can you keep people watching? Because if they click away, you're invisible. That's it. That's the engine that runs the entire machine.
So when you understand this whole story, from a failed dating site to this massive algorithmic empire, it really changes how you look at every video you click on. It makes you think. So the question I'll leave you with is, now that you know how the machine works, what are you going to choose to watch next? Or maybe, what will you create? Thanks for joining this explainer.